Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. We've got a really interesting one lined up today, diving into the world of medical practice management.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
It seems like something more and more people are interested in, right?
Right.
And luckily, we've got a ton of resources to dig into. We've got this comprehensive guide on becoming a medical practice manager,
Right.
and then some fascinating data and insights from RoleCatcher as well.
Lots to unpack there.
Definitely. So our mission today, if you choose to accept it, is to go beyond just the job description. We want to really give you a feel for what it's really like to work in this field, the challenges, the rewards, the whole nine yards.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that immediately jumps out from these resources is how this role is really a blend of healthcare and business strategy.
It's like the best of both worlds in a way.
Yeah. Exactly. Like we often picture medical practices as being all about patients and procedures.
The clinical side of things.
Exactly. But as a medical practice manager, you're responsible for the entire ecosystem. You're thinking about logistics, finances, human resources, navigating the regulatory landscape. It's a lot more than meets the eye.
It's like you're the conductor of an orchestra, but instead of musical instruments, you're coordinating a team of people.
I like that analogy.
And each person, from the physicians to the nurses to the administrative staff, they all play a critical role in delivering quality care.
Right. Couldn't have said it better myself. And this is where the skills we're talking about, those hard and soft skills that RoleCatcher highlights, become so important.
Right. It's not enough to just be passionate about healthcare.
No, you need that analytical mind, that ability to crunch numbers, negotiate contracts, analyze performance data. But you also need those interpersonal skills, empathy, communication, conflict resolution. You're dealing with people all day long, so those soft skills are just as crucial as the hard skills.
It's like finding that perfect balance, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of balance, this guide really emphasizes that a medical practice manager is always juggling multiple priorities.
Oh, absolutely. It's not a 9 to 5 kind of job. You're constantly thinking about how to improve efficiency, how to ensure the practice is financially viable, how to adapt to new technologies and regulations. It's a lot to keep track of.
It sounds like you need to be incredibly adaptable and proactive.
Without a doubt. The guide even mentions being on call, which suggests that the work doesn't always end when you leave the office.
You're always on, in a sense.
In a way, yes. Unexpected challenges can pop up at any time, staffing shortages, equipment malfunctions, you name it, and you're the one who needs to be ready to handle it.
So it's a demanding role, but it sounds like the job security is pretty great.
Absolutely. And skilled managers are always going to be in high demand. Plus, let's not forget about the financial rewards and the potential for career growth.
Right. This guide points out some pretty impressive earning potential for medical practice managers.
And it's not just about the money, though that's definitely a perk. There are so many opportunities to move up the ladder, specialize in a particular area of practice management, even branch out on your own as a consultant or entrepreneur.
Those are some pretty amazing opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, yeah, the career path is something that really caught my eye too. And that's where these professional certifications come into play, right?
100%. The guide and RoleCatcher both mention them.
Yeah, they both emphasize how important they are.
They're not just there to look pretty on a resume, you know? They're a way to really prove your expertise.
It's a way to stand out.
Exactly. Like anyone can say they understand medical billing and coding or high pay compliance.
But a certification, that shows you've really mastered it.
Right. And that can have a huge difference when you're going for a promotion or a higher paying job. Those certifications can be a real game changer.
It's like leveling up in a video game.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
You unlock new skills and opportunities.
Exactly. And speaking of skills, RoleCatcher talks a lot about adaptability and lifelong learning in this field.
Rightfully so. Healthcare is constantly changing, isn't it?
It seems like it's always evolving.
Absolutely. New technologies pop up, regulations change, insurance models shift.
You got to be ready for anything.
Exactly. A successful medical practice manager needs to be comfortable with change.
They need to be able to roll with the punches.
Right. And they need to be committed to staying ahead of the curve.
So it's not just about mastering the current systems. It's about anticipating what's next.
Exactly. That's a key takeaway for sure. Anticipate and adapt.
Okay, so we've talked about the business side, the tech side, but what about the people side? This guide really stresses the importance of leadership skills for medical practice managers.
Absolutely. It's not just about managing spreadsheets and contracts.
You're managing people too.
Exactly. And not just one or two people. We're talking about an entire team.
Physicians, nurses, administrative staff,
All with their own personalities, their own working style.
and you've got to bring them all together.
Yep. Create a cohesive unit, a well-oiled machine.
So it's like that orchestra conductor analogy again.
Uh-huh. Yep. Only instead of beautiful music, you're creating a seamless and positive healthcare experience for patients.
And that takes strong leadership.
No doubt about it. You need to delegate effectively, provide constructive feedback, resolve conflicts fairly.
It's about creating a positive and supportive work environment where everyone feels valued.
Exactly. And that's not always easy, especially in a high-pressure environment like a medical practice.
Speaking of high pressure,
Mm-hmm.
those interview questions RoleCatcher provided,
Oh, yeah, those are good ones.
they really put your skills to the test, especially that one about dealing with difficult patients.
How do you handle a difficult patient? A classic.
It's a question that really makes you think on your feet.
It does. It's all about gauging your emotional intelligence, your ability to stay calm under pressure.
And your problem-solving skills, right?
100%. You can't just give a canned response to that one.
You have to show them you can handle those tough interpersonal situations.
Exactly. With empathy and professionalism, of course.
So let's say, for example, a patient is upset about a billing error,
Or a long wait time.
right? Something like that.
Yeah.
How would a successful medical practice manager handle that situation?
Well, first and foremost, they wouldn't dismiss the patient's concerns.
They wouldn't get defensive.
Exactly. They would listen attentively, empathize with the patient's frustration,
Show that you understand where they're coming from,
and then they would work towards a solution that addresses the issue.
while still maintaining the integrity of the practice, right?
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance.
Patient satisfaction on one hand, operational efficiency on the other.
It's a delicate dance, for sure.
You need to be a skilled communicator,
Mhm.
a skilled negotiator, a skilled problem solver.
It's a lot to juggle, but that's the nature of the job.
And that's what makes it so challenging, but also so rewarding, right?
Exactly.
It really is. It's like you need to have a whole arsenal of skills to succeed in this role.
You could say that again.
And it makes me think about that other interview question RoleCatcher mentioned, the one about staying updated with the latest advancements.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one, too. How do you stay updated with the latest advancements? It's all about showing that you're committed to continuous learning.
Which makes sense in a field like healthcare, right? Things are constantly changing.
Constantly. There's always something new to learn, some new technology or regulation.
So how do you actually demonstrate that commitment in an interview? Like, is it enough to just say, oh, I read medical journals?
Well, it's a start, but you want to go beyond that.
Show them you're not just keeping up, you're ahead of the game.
Exactly. Maybe you attend industry conferences or participate in webinars.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. Or maybe you're even pursuing additional certifications.
To deepen your knowledge.
Exactly. Like telehealth management is huge right now.
It is.
And data analytics, that's only going to become more important.
So it's about showing those potential employers that you're not afraid to learn new things, adapt to new technologies.
Exactly. That you're eager to grow and evolve along with the industry.
Because if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind.
100%. And that's something that both these resources really emphasize. This is a career path for people who love to learn, who are energized by challenges.
People who don't shy away from change, they embrace it.
Exactly. They see it as an opportunity to grow and improve.
So to wrap things up, I think it's safe to say that medical practice management is a challenging but incredibly rewarding field.
Absolutely. It's demanding, but it's also incredibly fulfilling.
And it sounds like it's a career with a bright future.
No doubt about it. As long as there's healthcare, there will be a need for skilled medical practice managers.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive.
This was a good one.
It was. To our listeners, we hope you found this exploration of medical practice management insightful and maybe even inspiring. Until next time, keep those minds curious and remember, the future of healthcare is waiting to be shaped by those who dare to lead.